It is with great pleasure that I announce our valedictorians for the class of 2023, Abdelhadi Al-Qasim and Heba Syed.
Thank you, Ms. Marcy, for that introduction. Dear class of 2023, I begin by thanking Allah for the absolute pleasure and honor of standing before you all today. I want to introduce you to my friend, Madiha. Madiha built her nest by our front door, and although it's hard to see in the picture, she actually has these 3 baby birds in her nest, for whom she leaves every morning to get food and feed. This bird reminded me of a quote shared by Sheikh Muhammad al-Sharif, may Allah have mercy on him. Allah gives every bird its worm, but He does not place it in its nest. Similar to Madiha, we are leaving our nest that was home to us for 4 entire years. Isna. And in doing so, we are leaving to seek something greater, our potential. And in honor of that, I would love to leave us with 3 keys that will help us in this next chapter of our life. Key number 1, surround yourself with the best environment. When I was in grade 10, my best friend Hanya somehow convinced me to run for student council president, alongside her as vice president. And so the hard work began. We dedicated a full week preparing for this election. We didn't sleep, we didn't eat, we even prepared this video we were so proud of. And when the day of the elections came, we believed we had an amazing chance at winning. The results came out, we lost. However, we used that loss as motivation to run again, making this year be our full year where we serve as president and vice president together. But it all started with the push I received from Hanya and the loving classmates we have around us. Without them, I would have never approached this role and learned what I did. And like Hanya, we have students, teachers, staff who have created this environment in ISNA where students are constantly encouraged to become a better version of themselves. And I'd like to thank ISNA for teaching us just how important our environment is. And so key number 1 is to surround yourself with the best environment. Prioritize a nest that not only motivates you, but also inspires you. Key number 2, strengthen your self-discipline. I learned the power of self-discipline from a particular individual sitting amongst the crowd, someone who was able to showcase this through actions alone, and my number 1 supporter, my dad. My dad is the type of... Feels really nice right now. My dad is the type of person who will drop anything in front of him in order to make it in time for Salah in the local masjid. And an example of this is that whenever we travel back home to India, we have to go through this long, exhausting 8-hour car ride. And by the end of the car ride, I'm exhausted, my family's exhausted, but my dad will somehow find the energy to make wudu and rush out the door for Salah. And this showcases the importance of self-discipline, because self-discipline trains your mind to grow stronger than your body, and you need that strength to push through those times where you may feel too tired. Continue in your path to achieving your goal. So key number 2 is to strengthen your self-disciplines and become a better version of who you were. Key number 3, the most important key, put Allah first. Unlike my dad, I did not always share the same eagerness to pray. In fact, I struggled with 1 salah, and that was Fajr. However, there was a question an imam once asked by it changed my whole perception on the power of Salah. And that question was, how many of us can say that we invest the same amount of time in our relationship with Allah as the time we put into whatever we're asking Him for? The ask of this question sent me into a loop of guilt. I went home that night and made dua, Ya Allah, just somehow wake me up for Fajr. I'm a heavy sleeper. The following morning, I heard these loud banging noises against my window. I got out of bed to check on the noise and saw that there was a thunderstorm happening. But the storm's winds were so strong that it was pushing against my blinds that was causing the blinds to aggressively shake. I looked over to check the time on my phone and saw that it was time for Fajr. I asked Allah to wake me up for Fajr, and He woke me up with that storm. The importance of investing your time with Allah is that it develops the sense of trust. That trust comforts you at times where you face rejection, which is inevitable for all of us in our path to seeking our potential. And so key number 3 is to put your trust in Allah, and He will take care of you. Let's go back to our friend, Heba. Allah gives every bird its worm, but He does not place it in its nest. Similarly, Allah has given each and every one of us potential, but we have to take the responsibility and go out to seek it. And in doing so, I hope these 3 keys help. Key number 1, surround yourself with the best environment, people who constantly push and motivate you. Key number 2, strengthen your self-disciplines. And key number 3, the most important key, put Allah first, and He will take care of you. I end with a dua made by our beloved Miss Douglas right before our final girls' soccer game. Ya Allah, help us win, but only win with good akhlaq and humility. If that dua was able to secure us gold after merely just 2 practices in the ditch of Isna, I truly hope it secures a path that allows you to accomplish your gold medal as a leader of tomorrow. Congratulations, class of 2023. Assalamu alaikum.